and that's when I saw it, standing right outside of the glass door.
Some survivors resorted to consuming the flesh of those who had already died.
Oh. Did it penetrate your skin?
Yeah, you don't have to say penetrate, though.
Welcome to Candlelight Curiosities. You can call me Maggie, and this is Michael.
Hello.
And each week we explore eerie and unexplainable stories that make us question what's real.
And what's not.
So light a candle, relax, and let's get into today's stories. So the topic of today is a spooky creature that you... How do I say this politely? Oh, this is a topic that you were disrespectfully saying over and over again.
What's disrespectful about it?
Saying it.
Why?
Because it's... Well, do you believe in it?
We'll get into that.
Okay. So if you believe in it, it is seen as disrespectful. But the topic of today is...
I get it now. Wendigos.
Which I will refer to as creatures as much as possible. Because based off of some of the different things and the tribes that they come from, one of them is Chippewa, which is my ancestors. So I don't want to be disrespectful in that sense. But we are going to be speaking about the topic and what we believe they are, what they are, and some creepy stories that I found.
The history of the Wendigo. All right. In popular culture, right, they've kind of created this creature, like a physical being, separate from the human, or a human transformed into said thing. But from my understanding, it was more of a explanation that was linked to a spiritual description. From my understanding, it was the Wendigo was like the native people believed that the Wendigo was a possession by an evil spirit. So a person would become Wendigo, and it all centers around starvation and desperation. So essentially, a person, and you have to picture, like, you have to go into the context of these people, right? They're harsh winters in the north.
Where's the north?
Canada.
Okay.
The Great Lakes region. All right, so the Wendigo is like this spirit, right, that possesses you when you're starving and desperate and there's no food and you're sick and you're hungry and you're getting a little crazy and you're, in peak when you get really hungry and everybody starts...
say, everyone looks like a rotisserie
everybody
chicken.
looks like a rotisserie chicken. Everybody starts looking like rotisserie chickens. And you finally give in to your desire for food, for flesh. And you commit the ultimate taboo, which is to consume the flesh of another human being. And once you do that, it's all over. There's no turning back. Which, I mean, if you haven't eaten in like 10 days, you've just been licking snow or whatever, and then you finally get some meat, probably feeling pretty good. Probably feel like $1 million.
Isn't there a thing too, like when you consume your own kind, that there's chemical changes in your brain?
Prions.
Do they make you feel like high or something? Or
No, they make you insane.
Oh.
It's like mad cow disease.
Okay.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
They're feeding cows to cows, and then everyone was getting sick.
Yeah.
With their brain diseases and stuff. Same thing happens when people eat other people. Any species that cannibalizes. Not any, but I think most mammalians, if not all. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a scientist. But yeah, I believe they're called prions.
Wow.
And they mess up your brain, and sort of a preventative measure by nature to stop us from eating ourselves. But I think you have to eat people for a long time. I don't really know. I'm not a cannibal. But I know that, like, have you ever seen The Road?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen The Book of Eli? No. Well, there's cannibals in both of those movies, and they have, like, the shakes. Like, it's like Parkinson's or something from eating people, essentially. So it's something to do with a degenerative brain disease from eating people too much.
Yeah, the only movie that I think I've ever seen that includes that is the one that we watched together.
Bone Tomahawk?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really... And then we played that game a little bit.
The Forest, too?
Yeah.
Or Sons of the Forest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's only like
Were the mutants? No, they were mutants. They weren't cannibals, were they?
in the first game. I'm pretty sure they were. And that's why you want to stay away from them because that they would eat you.
Oh yeah. Well, I know in the game you could eat them. You could like cook their legs, but then it makes you sick.
Why did we stop playing that? What happened? Our base got destroyed and we got mad.
Yeah. Well, my friend destroyed our base.
Oh, okay. I thought it was him.
And then he knew that once he logged back on, I was going to royally destroy everything that he created. And so he just stopped playing because he was like, I don't want him to destroy my base, which I 110% would have done purely out of spite. But anyway, getting back to the Wendigo. So yeah, it's a spiritual thing, right? It's not a physical creature. It's someone becomes Wendigo when they finally give in to their desire to consume flesh to survive, the flesh of humans specifically. The tales that they describe are, I don't want to say hyperbolic, but like any legend, like any spooky fairy tale type thing where it's like you're telling it to your kids and then they're telling, you got to convince the people that's a little scary, right? So they say, oh yeah, your flesh becomes translucent and taut and your arms grow long and you have spindly sharp fingers and you become this grotesque pale imitation of a human. But it's really cool, I think. And I think it's a good cautionary tale, ultimately, not to consume the flesh of humans no matter how hungry you get.
Yeah.
But there are historical accounts of people becoming Wendigo. Would you like to hear them?
I would love to hear them.
All right. I got a few.
Oh yeah, and I was gonna mention Until Dawn. Apparently, that's like the most accurate depiction of this creature. Because
what is Until Dawn?
The game. They go out to a cabin, and there's a bunch of friends that go out to the cabin. You make choices. I never played it all the way through. I just watched it on YouTube. But basically, this creature comes and I don't know if I'm assuming it comes and kills people and you have to try to survive. So, but it's really scary. I'll insert an image.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. I looked it up and I was like, all right. And I closed it out.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I could see that. Based on what I've read, it seems like pretty similar.
And the original folklore did not include the antlers or the deer skull.
Oh yeah, that's like that's like a modern thing.
I wonder if that's like the not deer. But I didn't really look into that one yet, so we'll put that in the backlog.
I think that came from other people outside of the native cultures, like reading into this and then taking the significance of the deer and then flipping it upside down on its head to make it spooky.
Even more spooky because it is already spooky.
Food and prosperity and calmness and all the things. Basically, I mean, you're a tribal person back in the day. You get a deer, everybody loves you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You celebrate.
Yeah.
It's great. Now you got a deer on a human body
with no skin.
Spooky. But that's neither here nor there. All right. Historical context.
Michael's historical context.
Michael's historical corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to get the vibrato in there. Historical corner. We have Swift Runner from 1879, a Plains Cree trapper who was in the Alberta wilderness. He killed and cannibalized his entire family.
Why? Starvation?
He claimed that he was possessed by a Wendigo spirit.
Ooh.
And it was a classic Downer party situation. Family.
Downer party?
Donner.
Donner.
You don't know about the Donner party?
Mm-mm.
You never heard about the Donner party?
I don't think so.
All right, so there's this. All right.
You can tell me about that.
All right, we'll get back into the Donners in a minute. Cannibalize stuff. Okay. This is a really good one. This is one I was most interested in. The Jack Fiddler case. That was his government name. I don't want to insult anybody by trying to pronounce his actual name. But to us common folk, he was known as Jack Fiddler. 1907. He was a chief and he was arrested for murdering a woman. And when I say murdering, you got to put it in quotations because there's more to the story. Arrested by the Canadian police for murdering this woman. He claimed she was possessed by a Wendigo and about to turn into one. Not only that, but he was like a warrior poet. He was a shaman, but he was also a fighter. He was like that guy in Vikings in the later seasons with the short hair.
Yes. Ethelson.
No.
Oh, yeah, the other guy.
What was his name?
Lagarthos lover.
Headband? I don't know. Anyway, Hegmund. Bishop Hegmund.
Yes.
He was a Bishop Hegmund. So he's a shaman, right? Doing all of his shaman stuff, which is awesome. And he claimed to have killed 14 Wendigo, which essentially means that he just killed 14 people. But they were possessed. But yeah, he would like fight off evil spirits and stuff. Really cool. Him and his brother. So
Supernatural.
In that culture, in that native culture, the shamans were also they had the heavy responsibility of euthanizing people that were dying from incurable sicknesses. So this is 1907, by the way, like not crazy long ago, but they had their own. Jack Fiddler was a part of a group of native people that had their own land and their own laws. And they were not a part of the Canadian government at all. They're completely separate at the time. And then this woman was killed. They said that he euthanized her. So he gets arrested. And the Canadian police charge him with murder. And then him and his brother both got arrested. And they're like, listen, like it was a mercy killing, like it was a euthanization. Like these are our laws. This is how we handle this stuff. She was going to become possessed by this spirit, so we had no choice. And it wasn't like they were the ones that decided it. You know, it was the whole community. And it was his brother's in-law, his daughter-in-law. So it's like, it wasn't like, you know what I mean?
Thing.
Yeah. Very sad. So anyway, Jack Fiddler's like, F this, hangs himself before he can go to trial. The brother goes, they sentence him to death. He goes to the appeals. It gets appealed, but then right before his release, he dies, which is really sad. And then after that, guess what happens? Oh, the government comes in and says, you got to abide by our laws and we'll give you this land over here. And you know what I mean? And then story as old as time. So I don't think he murdered her at all. I think it was a conspiracy.
Yeah.
But he was a badass shaman. This is what he looked like.
Wow.
Yeah, very cool. He was able to escape captivity too. That's how he was able to hang himself. So, by what means? Who's to say? Getting back into the historical accounts, we have the Rousseau, Minnesota sightings. This takes place in the 18 and 1900s. And it basically says that, according to tales from settlers, Wendigo was seen near Rousseau, Minnesota, from the late 1800s all the way to the 1920s. Each sighting was allegedly followed by an unexpected death in the community. Serial killer or Wendigo? Yeah, so accounts often describe the Wendigo as a result of cannibalism through desperation or famine and some type of supernatural dream-based manipulation. You're hungry, starving, it's cold. You're looking around, everybody starts looking like chickens. You're like, maybe just a little bite, maybe just a little taste. But then,
what does it taste like?
See what it tastes like. But then it's too late. Once you take that first bite, you can never go back. Yeah, it's like a tale, you know, not a tall tale, right? But
like folklore,
like a cautionary tale. Yeah, like folklore. And it's a spiritual thing. It's not like a physical creature. It's what someone It's what you become when you commit the ultimate taboo out of desperation. You lose all sense of yourself, and you become a crazed maniac hungry for human flesh. That's what the Wendigo is. You know?
Maybe.
It's not a separate entity from humans. It is a human that has become possessed by the insatiable desire for human flesh. Bum, bum, bum.
I used to think that they were the same thing as the flesh pedestrians. If you want to say that word, you know what it is.
The skinwalkers?
Yes. The flesh pedestrians. But they're not. They're very different. The flesh pedestrians shapeshift, and the other creatures do not. That's what they turn into after cannibalizing people. But
yes.
This creature that we're speaking about on this podcast right now, or on this episode, it often mimics sounds or voices very similar to a flesh pedestrian, but it doesn't chase after you. It tries to lure you out, from my reading.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. All right, the Donner Party, right? Bunch of old settlers, family, on their way, I want to say Colorado, stuck up in the mountains for days, weeks. Might be Appalachia. But they ended up eating each other. That's it.
I need more context than that. They ate each other at the end.
87 pioneers whose 1846 journey to California ended in one of the most infamous tragedies of westward expansion. So they're coming from Springfield, Illinois, and they had a bunch of fateful misfortunes and decisions, and they ultimately tried to take a shortcut through Hastings Cutoff. They were trapped by heavy snowfall in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. And they were trapped there from November to March. So November 1846 to March 1847. So like 4 months. So they built up their little camp by a lake, and by mid-December, so it was 87 people, right? By mid-December, 15 of the strongest members attempted to walk out of the mountains on makeshift snowshoes, and they hiked for a month. Can you imagine just hiking nonstop for a month?
I literally was just saying that, like, I could not. Oh, I'm sure I could if I needed to, but I would rather not.
So they resorted to cannibalism, and out of the 15 that walked out, only 7 of them made it safely to get rescued. Some survivors resorted to consuming the flesh of those who had already died.
Oh.
In one documented instance, 2 Miwok guides, Salvador and Luis, were murdered for food.
You know what? I think I have heard about this story through Mr. Ballin on YouTube. It sounds very familiar.
There was a guy that kept a whole diary about it.
Yeah.
Patrick Breen.
Eating the dead people, and then obviously the 2 were killed.
Yeah, but it's freezing cold, so, you know.
Preserved.
Meat stays good in the freezer for a long time.
Ew. Yeah.
They
That would
probably
suck.
enjoyed his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
What's that from?
Sounds of the Lambs.
Okay, that's what I thought.
My favorite memes are like, it'll be like that one friend that never sleeps and you can't figure out why. And then it's just that the introduction to Hannibal Lecter when he's just standing in the cell and he's like, hello.
Yes. Oh, weird. Weird. That would suck, though, to have to resort to something like that.
So
Like,
was the Donner Party possessed by the Wendigos? Did they become
7 of them?
They ate. Yeah, there are 15 that went out, the strongest members, and only 7 made it out.
Yeah, so 7 of them made the executive decision to consume each other.
After they had died, though.
And killed 2 people.
Yeah.
To eat them.
Yeah.
So they made the executive decision to eat people
I mean,
together.
yeah, but
I don't think they were possessed. I think they were starving.
That's what the Wendigo is, though.
But it isn't a spirit that possesses you. It's not just you starving.
It's a spirit that possesses you when you're starving and desperate, and you have the option to either die honorably and with your morals intact, or succumb to the possession of the spirit and greedily eat in order eat people to survive and continue your own existence.
It's spooky.
Scary.
Yeah, I don't know. 7 of them though. But my thing is too, if there is a spirit that possesses you, why can't you get it exorcised?
You can. That's what the shamans do.
But the shaman killed 14 people.
Yeah.
He just couldn't
They were
exorcise them.
already possessed.
Yeah, that's what happens.
No,
when
yeah.
you're
Oh, I
possessed.
see what you're saying. Yeah, once you succumb, once you let it in,
It can never leave.
yeah, it's you become it.
Yeah.
There's no going back. And also, if you're looking like way back in the day in like the 1800s and even before that, if you're in a community of people and you're all starving through the winter, and then one of like the 150 people that are in your village decides to just eat their grandma,
Yeah.
I don't really think you're going to be like, I'll just exorcise the demon that's possessing you. And you know, when the springtime comes around, everybody can just be cool again with the fact that you ate grandma. There's actually a first-person account of the expedition by Eliza P. Donner Houghton, which we could read.
Okay. Do you want to read it real quick and then?
No, it's a whole book.
Oh. Do you want to summarize it?
The last survivor of the Donner Party was a baby during that time, and she lived all the way to 1935.
And just decided to not reproduce.
I don't know. So the 15 members, it was 10 men and 5 women, which is interesting.
Let me guess. All the women died.
8 of the men died, and the bodies of some of them were eaten by others. 2 men and all the women got through the Sacramento Valley.
Oh.
The settlers of California organized a relief party, and they heroically struggled through the deep snow. 7 men reached the lake, so 7 men came back February 18th, and they took 23 of the starving immigrants, including 17 children, back to the settlements. Several deaths occurred along the way, and then more relief parties went in, came out, grabbed everybody. Not everyone survived. Ooh, listen to this. After dogs and cowhides had been devoured. Dogs. Mr. Hadley.
He just went upstairs.
How did he get through the thing?
Or he went somewhere. Oh, there he is.
Hi, buddy. Better hope it's not a harsh winter. And many deaths occurred, and the survivors were forced to resort to cannibalism of the dead bodies. The last survivor, Louis Keseberg, who had supported himself during the last weeks by cannibalism, did not leave the camp until April 21st. 5 of the immigrants died before reaching the mountain camps, 34 at the camps or on the mountains while attempting to cross, and 1 just after reaching the settlements. Can you imagine being that guy?
Yeah.
Like, I had to eat my brother-in-law to survive. I ate his legs. And then you finally get through the mountains after weeks of travel, and you're like, I made it.
Yeah.
And then you die.
Yeah. All for nothing. Just don't do it in the first place. Don't eat people.
So yeah, that's the Donner Party. Were they possessed by Wendigos? Who knows? Either way.
Who knows?
Yuck.
Yuck. Don't eat people.
Yes.
Don't succumb to the spirit.
I would love to just meet a shaman.
Okay, I didn't know where that was going.
I would love to meet a cannibal. I would love to taste a human. To like meet a shaman and like learn.
Yeah.
Learn about everything.
That'd be cool.
Be sweet.
If you're a shaman and you want to hang out, come on the podcast. Let us know.
Yeah, no, seriously.
If you're enjoying the episode so far, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. In my research of this creature, I came across 2 pretty spooky stories. Oh, before I go on to the next part, in the last episode, we mentioned crawlers. And I saw a post from 2 days ago. I reached out to the poster because I was like, I really want to read this. And since it's so new, I want to see if they're still online or whatever. Waiting for a message back. But it's a pretty spooky story. But apparently it matches the description of many other crawler stories, like to the T. So interesting. But the crawlers aren't like, they're scary because they're the crawling around nude.
It's in the
and
name.
Yeah, crawling around. But they don't always crawl. Like they get on two legs if they wanted to. But they hunch over often and crawl easily.
Like the Grudge.
They're kind of like stray cats. Like probably just feed them and they'll go away. Like they're not trying to. Well, I guess some cats do an attack.
Feed them
people.
what? A finger?
No, I don't know. They don't seem like they're here to hurt.
Tuna?
They're here to hurt people. They're just living their lives. Kind of like Bigfoot. They don't want to be seen. So they just leave if they're being seen.
They don't want to be seen because they've generationally been hunted
Or that.
by the elites
By Theodore Roosevelt.
and his sons.
Yeah. Could be. But let's get into these stories that I find really creepy. Okay. Story 1. This story was posted 7 years ago in r/paranormal by u/RusherXX.
Rusher XX.
Have you ever heard someone call your name and then you realize that there was no one there? My name is Nicholas. I'm 14 and I've always believed in paranormal things. I live in Canada, so stories about Bigfoot and the W creatures have always fascinated me. I was never really afraid of them though. I'm a Christian. I go to Christian school and I've always believed I was protected. Last year, I went to Bible camp. It was the kind of place that you'd expect. Canoeing, shooting bottles, building shelters, and church activities. I signed up for an outdoor fun week. The camp itself felt safe. There were cabins with bunk beds, a cafeteria, everything close together. No fence, but it didn't bother me. It felt contained. The first night went fine. The next day we played a game called Fugitive. There are 2 cops, one main fugitive, and everyone else helps track them down. If you get within a couple feet of someone, they have to give you a hint about where the fugitive is. The cop only gets 3 arrests, so the hints matter.
That sounds like a cool game.
Yeah.
It's like Cops and Robbers, but better.
Yeah. I got picked as the main fugitive. As soon as the game started, I ran straight into the woods to find a place to hide. We all had radios, so if anything went wrong, we could communicate. I found a pine tree, climbed up, and settled into the branches to stay hidden. They had 5 minutes to find me. About 2 minutes in, I heard my cabin master's voice. Not through the radio, though. Just in the woods. They said, "Game over, come back." It felt a little off, but I didn't question it. I climbed down and started walking toward the direction I heard him from. But instead of heading back towards the camp, I ended up going deeper into the woods. Then I heard it again. "Nicholas, come in, the game is over." Same voice, same tone. So I started running toward it. And right as I did, my radio beeped. A voice came through clearly. Fugitive was not found. Everyone returned to the cafeteria for lunch. I stopped instantly.
You gotta do it like this.
Fugitive was not found. Everybody returned to the cafeteria for lunch.
Thank you. My whole body just locked up. My brain couldn't process what I was hearing. If the game wasn't over, then who have I been following? I started crying right there. That's when I heard it. Sticks snapping, slow, deliberate, not far behind me. Then this sound, like teeth chattering. Not normal chattering either. It echoed, almost like it was bouncing through the trees like it was trying to find me. Give me some teeth chattering. Ew. That's when I remembered something I've heard before. Stories about the W creatures. How they mimic voices. How they lure people deeper into the woods. I didn't think. I just ran as fast as I could.
How does he know it wasn't just one of his friends playing a joke on him?
It sounded just like the guy.
Okay.
He's 14. I don't think I guess 14-year-olds could sound like that, but my chest felt tight. My legs were getting weak, but I didn't stop. I could hear something moving behind me, leaves crunching, keeping pace. I didn't look back. I just ran until I broke out of the trees and saw the cafeteria. I made it inside and immediately told my friends and my cabin master everything. They tried to calm me down, but I could tell something about it unsettled them too. I called my parents and they came to pick me up that exact same day. I never went back to that camp. I live in the Northwest Territories where stories about the W creatures aren't just stories to some people. They're warnings. I don't know exactly what was out there that day, but I believe God protected me, and whatever it was, it knew my name. Spooky. Go
Perhaps.
ahead. You think it's just a friend playing a trick?
Yes.
I don't know. He said it sounded exactly like the cabin master, though. That's my only thing. Like,
Right.
we don't know how old this man is. We don't know if he smokes 20 packs of cigarettes a day. You know, you don't know how his voice sounds. But, I mean, if it was a young guy, I'm sure they could. But, and why were they all the way out in the woods?
Because everybody was trying to find the fugitives. Did you ever play Grey Wolf as a kid?
I think so. Can you explain it?
Like one person's the Grey Wolf, and then everybody goes out and hides. And then if they find you, you have to yell, Grey Wolf, and then you have to run back to the safe zone.
I don't think so, actually. Sounds fun.
Because then, like, when they do find someone and they run, you get to yell so that everybody knows where everybody's at. And then you can move.
Fun.
Remember flashlight tag? Remember freeze tag?
Yeah, I know. Freeze tag.
Freeze tag, dude. Freeze tag was so fun back in the day. Holly, oxen free. That's what you would yell when you touch the picnic table or whatever.
Oh, I think maybe. Yeah, it's like triggering something in my brain.
Yeah.
I have a lot of stuff
I
from
almost
childhood
died
I
from
don't know.
flashlight tag, so I remember specifically.
Camping?
Yeah.
Oh, please visit one of the previous episodes. Michael talks about how he almost died and penetrated himself with rhubarb. Rhubarb.
Why do you have to phrase it like that?
What was the word that you used? Didn't it penetrate your skin?
Yeah, you don't have to say penetrate though. You could pick any other word.
Give me another word.
Stab.
No, it was worse than that.
It sliced me open,
Okay.
but it almost stabbed me. When you phrase it, when you say Michael penetrated himself, it doesn't sound.
But the way that I said it, I had completely just breezed past it because I didn't see it like that.
Well, dirty minds and clean minds, I guess.
Something. Oh, it's funny.
Give me the next story.
I can't. Oh, I'm crying. Hold on. So this is story 2. This story is from the r/paranormal subreddit by u/. It gets worse. Let me hold on. Whew. So this story was posted in r/paranormal by u/spacekitty69.
Solid name.
And this is called I Stood Face to Face with a Wendigo When I Was 7. I said the word.
I know.
I didn't want to, but I had to. It's for the title. I'm 24 now, but this happened when I was 7. I hadn't thought about it in years until my older brother brought it up recently. Since then, I can't get it out of my head. Because that night wasn't just scary. It was the beginning of a lot of other things. I grew up in a state known for being haunted. We lived about 5 miles from one of the most well-known haunted forests in the area. My mom used to tell us stories about it. Things she heard walking past it, murders that happened there, and something she claimed she saw more than once. Pukwudgies.
What?
Pukwudgies.
A puck wedgie?
Pukwudgie. You've never heard of Pukwudgies before?
Puck wedgie?
Break
Is
from
that like
interlude.
a hockey, something to do with hockey and underwear? What's going on? Ba-dum-tsh.
So a Pukwudgie is a 2 to 3
Spell it for me.
Pukwudgie.
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 A Pukwudgie is a 2 to 3 foot tall, magical troll-like creature from
Sorry.
often described as having gray skin, large ears, and porcupine quills. These little people are known to be mischievous, shapeshift, turn invisible, create fire, shoot poison darts, and in some legends, kill people.
Disappear at will. Half troll, half human. Lure people to their deaths. Use magic. Launch poison arrows. Create fire. They were once friendly. Did you know that? Did you already say that to me?
No, I'm just listening to everything else you're just repeating. Except for that part.
I'm not an auditory learner.
Well, if you pay attention.
I can't.
you-
I'm trying. It's so hard. Not
You were too
because
busy
it's
looking
you,
it
but
up.
because of everything
You were
of
too
my
busy
whole
looking
life.
it up.
Auditory, 0
Oh,
retention.
my auditory is like 100.
Reading and experiential, like 900%.
Okay.
Just bear with me if you would, please. I'm going to reread everything you just said to me so that I
Okay.
can remember it. Known to kidnap people, push them off cliffs, attack their victims with short knives and spears and use sand to blind their victims. Pocket sand. You're telling me a little 3-foot tall goblin human thing creature, 1, is going to push me off a cliff, 2, possibly light me on fire, and 3, throw sand in my eyes.
But imagine there's like 20 of them.
Oh, they're like groups?
I don't know, but I'm just assuming that that's how they're killing people instead of just by themselves. I'm thinking of the
Whoa, we're getting into Pukwudgies here, because
Ewok.
Pukwudgies are said to be the enemies of culture heroes, the giant mouse shop, and his wife, Granny Squannet. Who's Granny Squannet, you might ask? I will tell you. Granny Squannet, or Squant, is a mythological creature from Wampanoag folklore. Granny Squannet is a mythological figure from Wampanoag folklore. That's a really hard tongue twister to say. I just think it's funny her name is Granny. And her enemy is a little goblin that throws sand. Oh, she's just like an old lady. Oh, pocket sand.
And to continue the story,
Mm-hmm.
I never really believed her until that night. My older brother, he was 11 at the time, I'll call him D, and I were sitting in the living room watching TV. It was completely dark outside, no moon, just black. If you were sitting on the couch and looked to your right, you could see our sliding glass door that looked out into the backyard. We had about an acre of land and tall trees lined the entire perimeter. Beyond that, just woods. I remember getting up to grab my usual glass of milk before bed, and that's when I saw it, standing right outside of the glass door. It was tall, taller than the door itself. Its body was thin, almost too thin, but its chest was wide. Its skin looked pale, almost white. The only way that I can describe it now, it looked like the white version of Donnie Darko, also known as Frank. Not human, not even close.
Wake up. Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
Oh.
I can do anything I want, and so can you. Did we ever watch Donnie Darko?
I think we did. I think you did, and I didn't watch it with you.
All right, well, then you have no idea what I'm saying.
Well, it was creepy enough that the way you did it, so. It was just standing there, looking directly at me. I was maybe 15 feet away from the door, and I froze completely. I couldn't move, couldn't think. It didn't move either. It just kept staring. We lived in the middle of the woods. There was no way it was a person. I started calling my brother's name. Nothing. I got louder, started calling for my mom. She came out of her room immediately. She looked at the door, then looked at my brother, and told me to sit back down. That was it. No panic, no questions. I couldn't understand why I was the only one reacting. I laid down on the couch, facing away from the glass door. My brother put a blanket over me, and somehow we both fell asleep there. I never brought it up again. Not for years. Then in 2021, my brother called me from jail. He's been in and out since I was about 13.
Yikes.
We only had a few minutes to talk. Out of nowhere, he asked me, "Do you remember that night?" I didn't at first. Then he said, "You know, when you were freaking out, we were kids, that tall thing at the back door." And it all came back instantly. Every detail. Then he said something I'll never forget. I saw it too. I was just too scared to say anything. Mom saw it too. The call ended not long after that. And for the first time, I felt relief because it meant I didn't imagine it. But at the same time, my body went numb remembering how scared I was. I told my boyfriend about it later. He listened, then he told me he thought I might have come face to face with something called a Wendigo. I looked it up and my stomach dropped because that's exactly what I saw. Now I think about it all the time. It's been over a year since that call, and I still can't shake the feeling that whatever was standing outside of that door never really left.
Bum, bum, bum.
Spooky. Thoughts?
Maybe it was just a man in a bunny suit.
Did you hear the way that it was described? Or are you not paying attention for that either?
Yeah, I heard. I listened.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 people saw it. Who's to say? I
She said
believe
she
it,
was 7. That's right.
and I don't believe it at the same time.
Either way, absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it'd be scary.
I wonder if I should bring up my encounter of.
Anytime you see something outside of a window that shouldn't be there, it's always really spooky.
Like a person?
Yeah.
When you're trying to get into the shower?
Yeah.
You're butt naked?
Yeah.
Butt naked?
Butt ass naked.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Yep. That was when we first started dating, too.
That was.
Very terrifying. Hopefully that person stubs their toe often because it still gives me not nightmares, just fears. But I'm extra safe now. Not because I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm extra safe now because I got
This
a big,
podcast
strong
is
man. But yeah, those are my 2 spooky stories that I found that were in the realm of this creature.
He who shall not be named.
Yes, it who shall not be named.
A human turned cannibal, committing the ultimate taboo, never able to regain its humanity.
Sandblast.
Pocket sand. Fire. Cliff push.
Maybe we can go into more folklore about the Pukwudgies.
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 It'd be fun. I only heard about that through Ghost Adventures when I was like 10.
Oh.
So I didn't really know much about them, but I have heard about them before.
They
Have you-
sound like the Cluricon.
Have you heard of Tommy Knockers?
Tommy knockers. What the heck is a Tommy
Okay.
knocker?
We'll have to visit this in another
What the
episode.
heck is a Tommy knocker?
In the last episode, you mentioned the Gigantopithecus, and you said you're
The
gonna
Gigantopithecus.
put it in your file and store it for later, and you never brought it back up.
Oh. If Bigfoot was just the Gigantopithecus and then Teddy Roosevelt was like, hey, we found the last populations of this enormous mammal ape and we want to hunt it, then he built the national parks just to hunt Gigantopithecus because he wanted to, maybe he saw it or believed that it was real. And then maybe he did actually start hunting them.
So in conclusion, the W creature is most likely from folklore a evil spirit that possesses cannibals or makes people cannibals.
Yeah, it possesses you in a moment of weakness. You're not strong enough because you're starving and desperate and going a little insane. But then once you commit the ultimate taboo of consuming human flesh, there's no going back. You become it forevermore. And then the shamans have to come in and fight you in an epic battle, which is cool as fuck. Cool as heck.
You can curse.
All right. Which is cool as fuck, dude.
Pretty spooky. I can imagine
Can you imagine just being a I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Just being a shaman and just like got your sick robes on and there's just 3 cannibals. It's like supernatural, dude, you know? And then you're like, I don't know, throwing sand at them or whatever.
Yeah. The Pukwudgies come and help. Pukwudgies.
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 Pukwudgies. Fun word to say.
I can imagine being 7 years old. First of all, why don't they have curtains over those sliding glass doors? That reminds me of that cabin we stayed in that had the huge windows. That was terrifying.
Yes, dude.
Also, no light out there at all. So,
Yes.
but 7 years old, seeing a basically giant Donnie Darko Frank thing. Not furry, though. Standing there staring at you. Yucky. Yucky yuck. That poor girl. Hopefully she goes to therapy. Doing the thing. Or that. Hearing that, isn't that what you do to me in the dark also? Besides coming me butt naked, crawling.
What, dude? You're giving away all my secrets. I have never crawled towards you creepily butt naked before in the dark.
Oh, that's right.
Don't know what you're
Just
talking
only in clothes,
about. I was sleeping,
like in the last episode.
sleeping during that time, actually.
Oh.
So I've also never chattered my teeth in the middle of the night while standing over you.
You chatter your teeth a lot. You grind your teeth a lot when you're sleeping.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should get a mouth guard.
And you go A lot too. All right. In conclusion, very spooky. I do feel less afraid of them now, but I still believe that they are real.
As long as we're not trapped in the ice cold winter with no food for several weeks, I don't think you have anything to worry about regarding Wendigos.
I wonder if does something similar happen in hot regions when you have no food, like in the desert? We'll have to look into that.
Maybe.
I'll have to look into that. If you have any spooky, scary, eerie, or unexplainable stories you'd like to share with us, please send it to candlelightcuriositiesmedia@gmail.com. It'll also be in the description box. We would love to read it on a future episode. Do you believe that these creatures are real or they exist? Or do you think it's just a folklore that these tribes have passed down to prevent people from eating each other?
Or a spirit.
Or, an evil spirit. Please let us know in the comments. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, also please let us know. I would love to explore many other creatures and cryptids and unexplainable stories.
Feel free to comment. Also, feel free to argue with me on TikTok all you want.
Oh, yes. Argue with him.
I will probably give at least 2 responses before I write you off.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next episode.
What's next week?
So on our next episode, we are going to be discussing mimics and doppelgangers.
Ooh.
Yes. Due to the mimicry that this creature had. I thought it'd be really interesting to really dive deep into mimics and doppelgangers.
Right.
And it's very eerie. See you in the next episode. Have a great week, and thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.